Every year I offer a skirt block mini class. When you sign up, you get access to the drafting instructions and 5 email lessons that guide you through how to use them. Now, if you were lucky enough to get access, I hope you enjoyed the drafting process and have sewn up a test sample of your draft and are ready to assess the fit. Because in this video, I'm going to share some important tips to help you get the fit you want. I'm Alexandra Morgan from In-House Patterns and In-House Pattern Studio. I teach experienced sewers and budding pattern makers how to make and adjust patterns for fit and style. You'll find loads of fitting and pattern making tutorials at inhousepatternstudio.com and some lovely sewing patterns at inhousepatterns.com. Now let's jump right into those skirt fitting tips. Fit tip number 1. The skirt has been drafted to include 1 inch or 2.5 centimeters of ease in the waist and 2 inches or 5 centimeters of ease in the low hip. Your draft may have turned out to have a little bit more or a little bit less ease than this. The difference is likely due to the rounding of the measurements during the draft calculations, so some discrepancy is definitely okay. As you know, the draft is really only a starting point. What is important is to determine what the ease is on your pattern so that you are aware of the amounts. Simply measure the drafted pattern along the waist and hip line and compare the results to your body measurements. Now the difference will be the ease in the pattern. Now understanding how much ease you have will help you to better assess the fit of your sample and ensure that you will have the wearing ease you need to move and breathe in your garment. Fit tip number 2. Your skirt has been designed to sit at your natural waist. Now I highly recommend that you keep it at your natural waist for the fitting process. It's very easy to lower the waist later if you choose. Now the main objective when fitting a skirt is to make the hip line level with the floor and the side seams perpendicular to the floor. Now this means that you may need to change your waistline position. Now to do this, I want you to place an elastic around your waist and adjust the skirt until the hip line is level and aligned with the fullest part of your low hip. Now once a level hip line is achieved, you can trace along the waist elastic to get your personal waistline position and shape. Now once the waistline is established, simply transfer the new waistline position to your pattern by measuring from the drafted waist position to the new waistline marking on your sample. Fit tip number 3. If the waist is too tight or too loose, consider increasing or decreasing the circumference by altering the side seams or the dart intakes. Now the dart intakes and the side seam shaping on the draft are only a starting point because they are based on a standard body shape. Now the fitting process is your opportunity to customize the fit and shape of the skirt. For example, in my personal fitting, I started with a skirt draft that had 8 darts in total, 2 on each side of the back and 2 on each side of the front. Now after fitting, I ended up with a total of 6 darts with 2 on each side of the back and 1 on each side of the front. So be willing to experiment with what will work best for your personal body shape and dimensions. Keep in mind that you do need to maintain the ease amounts in the waist and hips. Fit tip number 4. If the dart points seem to be poking out or dimpling, you will need to experiment with the dart position, the dart length, and or the dart intake to achieve a smooth fit. Now in my personal fitting, I changed my darts in all 3 ways and even eliminated one front dart and moved it toward the side seam to get the fit that I wanted. So don't be afraid to adjust for the best fit possible. Also, I want you to consider the side seam shaping over the high hip area. Don't be afraid to alter this if you need to. Pin out any excess or release the seam if needed. Make note of any changes that you make so that you can transfer the changes back to your pattern. Fit tip number 5. If you want to create a pencil skirt from your skirt block, Taper the hem in a total of 1.5 inches on each side seam, removing 3/4 of an inch or 2 centimeters from each of the front and back hem width will create a lovely feminine silhouette to the final skirt. Now, I hope you found that these tips are helpful to you to achieve the fit that you want for your basic skirt block. Once you have a skirt block that fits, you can begin using it as a design tool to create new and interesting skirt styles that are guaranteed to fit. I've got the perfect tutorial ready and waiting for you. I'll leave a link in the description of this video. Now, if you're ready for a more complex drafting project, explore my online course Designed to Fit the Bodice Block and learn how to draft and fit a made-to-measure woven bodice block. I'll leave a link to that on this page with more information. Now, next week, I'm going to share how to draft a basic waistband for your skirt. I hope you'll tune in. I'll chat with you soon. Bye for now.